Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Those of you who are new to my channel, hi, my name is Ashita. Welcome to my channel. So a few days back, I posted on my LinkedIn account if you guys are interested in videos about transfer pricing and international taxation, and I received a really good response on that. So first of all, thank you so much to everyone who actually supported this idea of mine. So this is the first video of that series. This is an introductory video to transfer pricing, wherein we'll discuss the basics of transfer pricing in a very layman's language, and of course we'll pitch into the technicalities of this topic later on. So without further ado, let's get started. So before we begin with what is transfer pricing, let me just give you a brief background which will help you understand what was actually the need of transfer pricing. So we know in this era, the organizations are conducting their business globally. And we also know that the rate of tax in each country differs. Some countries charges higher rate of tax while the other countries charges lower tax rate. So this difference in rate of taxation can actually lead to shifting of profit from a jurisdiction where the tax rate is higher to a jurisdiction where the tax rate is lower. Let me just explain you that with the help of an example. Let us consider that there is a group called ABC Group. It has presence in country A and country B. Now, country A has a tax rate of 20% and the country B charges tax at the rate of 30%. Now, country A is manufacturing the goods and it is selling that product to country B, and country B is selling that further. So let's just consider that the market price of the good that the country A is manufacturing is INR 1 lakh rupees, and it is selling that good to country B at the market price, which is INR 1 lakh rupees. Now, when country A is selling the product for INR 1 lakh rupees, it earns a income of INR 1 lakh, and at the rate of 20%, it pays a tax of 20,000 rupees. When this product is sold to country B books an expense into its books of accounts of INR 1 lakh, and at the rate of 30%, the tax which is saved is 30,000 rupees. So now if you look at the group as a whole, the group has a net saving of INR 10,000. Now, because these two organizations are part of the same group, these are related to each other, and the transaction between the related parties is not totally governed by market forces. So now, to save more tax, what the group actually did is, now the country A is selling the same product at INR 1,50,000. So when country A is selling the good for rupees 1,50,000, the income that it is earning is amounting to INR 1,50,000, and on that, the tax which it is going to pay at the rate of 20% comes out to be 30,000 rupees. Now, when this product is sold to country B books an expense of INR 1,50,000 in its books of accounts, and the tax which it is saving at that purchase at the rate of 30% comes out to be 45,000 rupees. So now if you will look at the group as a whole, the net tax which the group is saving comes out to be 15,000 rupees. So even when the group is actually selling the product at higher amount, it is still saving tax because the amount of tax in country A is lower than the amount of taxation in country B. So now you can see that actually what the group did, the group diverted its income from country A to country B and actually saved tax. So this practice was actually undertaken by a lot of organizations, which led to shifting of taxation from a country to another country, and that led to actually loss of revenue to the government. And that's why transfer pricing was introduced. So now let's understand what is actually transfer pricing. Transfer pricing is a mechanism for pricing the transfer of goods and services between associated enterprises. We'll understand each of the term later on as we proceed in the video. Just to explain, transfer pricing is a mechanism which was introduced so as to regulate the price at which the transaction is undertaken between two associated enterprise or two related parties. And the price at which the two related parties are actually transacting with each other is known as the transfer price. So now the purpose of transfer pricing is to actually regulate this transfer price and to ensure that this transfer price is actually the arm's length price. That is the price at which two unrelated parties transact with each other. Objectives of transfer pricing. So as we have discussed through the help of that example, the objective of transfer pricing is to actually protect the tax base of a country. It was introduced to actually ensure equitable sharing of tax revenue amongst the nations, no discrimination between the multinational groups and the independent enterprise, and to avoid the shifting of taxation from a jurisdiction that charges higher tax to a jurisdiction that charges lower tax. Now let's just have a look at the transfer pricing regulations in India. So here I have listed a few relevant sections, not all the sections. So section 92B talks about what is an international transaction. Section 92A talks about what are associated enterprise, and section 92C read with rule 10B and 10C talks about the arm's length principle. So now following are the conditions that attract the provisions of transfer pricing. First, there must be an international transaction. So now the provisions of transfer pricing actually applies to domestic transactions as well in India, but it does not apply to all the domestic transactions. There are certain conditions to it. So for the ease of understanding, let's just limit our discussion to international transaction only, and we'll discuss about domestic transactions in our later sessions. So the next condition is that such international transaction should be between two or more associated enterprise, either or both of whom are non-residents. So the transaction should be between associated enterprise. We'll understand what is associated enterprise. The next condition is the such transaction should be in the nature of purchase, sale, or lease of tangible or intangible property. That is, we are purchasing or selling or leasing out any tangible and intangible property both. Provision of services. Third is lending or borrowing of money. Any other transaction having a bearing on the profits, incomes, losses, or assets of such enterprise. So now what do we mean by clause 4? Any other transaction that is actually having a bearing on the profits or income or losses or assets of such enterprise. If that transaction is impacting your P&L account, it is impacting your profits or income, then it will have direct impact on the taxes. Similarly, if it impacts your losses, so for example, if the transaction is increasing your loss amount, then also there is a impact on the taxation, there is loss of taxation. If that transaction impacts the asset, there will be an indirect impact on the P&L account through the amount of depreciation or even the tax on capital gain. That is why to cover all these, this clause was incorporated. Now, this also includes allocation or apportionment of or any contribution to any cost or expense incurred or to be incurred in connection with benefit, service or facility provided or to be provided to one or more of such enterprise. So for example, one associated enterprise has provided services to another associated enterprise or has provided any benefit to another associated enterprise. So the expenses that actually it has incurred in providing that service or providing that benefit, how those expenses will be allocated between two associated enterprise, that will also be governed by the provision of transfer pricing. So now there is another limb attached to it, which is deemed international transaction. We'll cover that later into our discussion. So now these transactions should be actually undertaken between the associated enterprise at arm's length principle, so that the government actually gets its fair share of taxation. So I hope you actually get a fair understanding of why transfer pricing and what are the conditions which actually trigger transfer pricing provisions. So this was an introduction to it. We'll understand each of the terms as to what is an associated enterprise, what is an international transaction, what is arm's length principle, how to determine arm's length principle in our upcoming videos. So this was it for today's video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so that you get to know when I post my another video. Also, if you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, keep smiling, stay happy, stay positive, and stay motivated.